I think we're live. So if you can hear me, let me know when you get on here. Give it a minute to see if we can populate. Send me a message. Let's see, comments. Let me know. Give me a comment if you can hear me. There we go. I think it's up now. I think let me know if the volume is good and all that good stuff. But yeah, I figured we'd have a little hangout session. Hey Woody, um, is it coming through good, Woody? Can you hear the levels right? Let me know. Awesome. Very good. Well, we just got back. Hey, Carrie. We just got back from a 3 day kayak camping trip uh, on the Yadkin. Pretty fun. Hey, Thomas. Sounding good. Thanks. Awesome. CS Benz. So when I do this live, if you haven't been in here for it, it's hard for me to respond to all the comments like I normally do, but I can see them all. And so I'll try to say hey to folks, but if I don't comment and type, if I don't type a comment, it's because it's too much going on. But yeah, we had a great time. A little cold. We started up there at Kerscott Reservoir and ended at Donaha Access, about 64 miles, so about 20 miles each day. I think it was 21 degrees the morning, first morning, and just below freezing on the second morning. Second morning, so very cold camp, but a very good one. And some of the guys are still driving home. I know. Dan has about a 7 hour drive back to Alabama from where we got out, and then some of the guys are still heading to Raleigh. Kevin should have just arrived home because I mean, he got home early, but he should have just gotten out of his hot tub a few minutes ago. So perhaps we'll see Kevin on here. But yeah, we had an awesome time. And this was supposed to be, um, well, as you know, this last month is the 10-year anniversary of the River Kings. And we wanted to do kind of a fun trip. Get my angle right here. And we wanted to do a fun trip to get all the OGs back out there. So we started planning this way back. And I had a hard time finding a date to get all the guys on starting in July. And it took till mid October to settle on a date that most of them could come on. And we had it going on. I brought some of the new guys in, but one by one, and especially in the last 2 or 3 days, all the OGs bailed on me for one reason or another. So the OG reunion trip went on without them. There were no OGs on the trip, but we turned it into a 10-year anniversary trip. Kind of went back to the same river we started on, and it became the New G trip. So um, we may have talked a little trash about them, but really we just missed them out there on the river. And yeah, we were supposed to have Chris Dustin, Squirrel, River King Brian, some of the guys. Could not get a date where Greg and everybody could go, and wanted to have Greg out there too. So I mean, maybe perhaps we'll try another time, but maybe the OGs just don't like kayak anymore. I'm not sure. We tried. Naaman needs to watch some camping videos. Yes, some really funny stories on there for the guys that went. Naaman started boating with me about a year ago. He and Andrew Malaka started at the same time, and we went to the Boiling Hole about a year ago, I think. And then the next time we paddled together was Wilson Creek at a very low level right before the race. And then they actually did the go fast with us, so uh, that was fun. It was a low level. They got down it, and they've just exploded on the scene. And Naaman is doing a lot of the cool guy stuff now, kind of moving up the ranks. High water Chioa, Chattooga, Tallulah, Upper Golly, Lower Golly. He's kind of getting a lot of the good stuff and kind of prompt, he's kind of positioned to go next level, and it's fun to watch him. But he's kind of at the beginning of the journey in the kayak camping, and this was his second trip with us. He went on the members trip and had woefully uh, underprepared with gear. His gear was terrible, um, but he he tried, and he got some better gear. Came out here and he borrowed some of my stuff, and so if you didn't hear the live before, I had him in my Warbonnet XLC hammock with a Wookie underquilt that goes with it, and then a hammock gear top quilt. Some pretty good stuff. He borrowed Squirrel's boat for the trip, and then turns out he sat in the quilt, not the hammock. And on the Wookiee, it has a little string, not a bungee O-ring suspension. The string is the fail points. The string broke. Naaman and the quilt into the sand. Power drove my quilt into the sand, so I appreciate that, Naaman. Then he got back up and realized he broke that little string and was like, "Oh no, I broke Pete's hammock," but it didn't tear the hammock in any way, so it's okay. He kind of rethreaded it, went to get back in the middle of getting in the hammock, fell out of the hammock altogether, landed on his head. So he told me about the first time, and then Kevin around the morning breakfast asked him about the second thud that he heard last night, and as it came out, Naaman did in fact come out of his hammock twice in the span of 5 minutes. So uh, he's got a little work to do there to kind of get up to speed. Had some bad um, he just needs better gear. Poor choices in gear, but he's getting started. It's hard to know what to need. So we kind of got him pointed in the right direction. He did an amazing job on the trip. Obviously, he's a great boater, so that wasn't a big problem. But yeah, it was good. But let's see. Reading some of the comments. I got my phone here because it gets the comments a little quicker. Um, but yeah, if you want to get on here, um, that banner you see at the bottom of the screen, that's the link to become a guest on the show. And so I got that invite out if someone wants to get on here. I don't know how many people of a normal crowd will be available tonight because most of them are wiped out and or heading home and unpacking and what else they got going on. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the River King world and what we've been up to. Before I forget, switch to my other banner real quick. Remind you a couple times tonight. This is the link to the merch store. Closes tonight at midnight, and we do this every Thanksgiving week, and we also do it sometime in the spring, late April, early May ish, somewhere in there, wherever it kind of fits into my schedule. And those are the only 2 weeks out of the year we run the merch store. And the way it will work is that you order the merch this week. At the end of this week, tomorrow morning, um, Carolina Custom Promotions will begin ordering in the merch that's been ordered. And that takes a little while, a week or two sometimes, or about a week. And then it takes about a week to fulfill the orders. So it's going to be somewhere in the 2 week range, give or take, depending on how long it takes for them to get everything in. And then they'll get that to me, and then I'll begin shipping. So it's going to be at least a couple weeks before you get a shipping notification, or before I ship it. I may try to get the notifications in this time, but it's a lot of data entry. But yeah, so in a couple weeks I should have that be shipping out, and then you'll get your gear. So you should have it by Christmas. That's our goal, and I think with the exception of maybe one package or two every year. Seems like there's always one package that wants to kind of bounce all over the country, but normally everybody gets the orders before Christmas, and that's our goal. So I can't promise because I can't control everything, but we're trying to do it. Um, the merch proceeds all go to feedthehunger.org each year, and that's a great organization that feeds hungry kids. The packathon for that is Friday, December 13th. I'm sorry, Saturday, December 13th at 3 to 5 p.m. at um, the Feed the Hunger headquarters there in Greensboro, 1200 East Lindsay Street, Lindsay, Lindsay Street. Come on out. When you register, you can go to feedthehunger.org or go to my previous video, last week's video on the channel, and all the links are in the description. But you can register as a volunteer. It's free. If you want to donate more money, you can register as a participant. I think it's like $70. But the merch proceeds are sponsoring our packathon, so you can just volunteer, register as a volunteer. It's free. Doing a big raffle. There's going to be 3 boats there. And if you come, you get a raffle ticket. So if you come to the Packathon, you get your ticket, and then we'll draw the names at the end and see who wins 3 different boats. So bring a truck or a vehicle ready to get your boat home if you come to the Packathon. So got that going on. See if I can get through some of these comments. Let's see, where was I? I'm warm and cozy now. I'm kind of thawing out. Today was the worst day, although it was not as cold. Yesterday was really cold, but today it was very moist and humid, and I think that moisture in there just kind of took the cold all the way to the bone. So it was a rough morning today. My feet were actually great when I left camp, and they got colder and colder through the whole day till I got off the river. Yesterday, my feet were frozen in the morning because we had to, our boots were the wet boots, and the dry suits and the skirts and everything was frozen solid. All our straps were frozen. The bungee cords didn't bungee, they were frozen. We had to soak everything in the river to thaw the ice on the boots so we could get our foot in there. And that started the morning out just right. Everyone was frozen. But by lunch, my feet felt great. Today was the opposite. So kind of interesting how that works. We all slept well, I think. I see someone sold a Prion Enduro from Georgia to someone in Florida. Has a River King sticker on it. Any idea who it could be? If it was I don't remember. Thomas Scott recently passed away, and I think they were selling some of his boats, so I'm not sure. Could be one of those. Probably Thomas's. I think Thomas Scott did sell that, but I don't know who he sold it to. I think he sold that before he passed away, which is about almost 2 weeks ago. Had a heart attack, so that was tough to hear. But yeah, I think he did have an enduro that he sold just before that. Gary is making his way home. How did Naaman do the second night? Very good. He kind of had it all figured out. I came by after I hung my gear and checked on him. He did not need help, and so he's a pretty quick study, so he got that pretty quick. But yeah, he did fantastic. New camper stickers. Hey Billy, Walt's a good guy. Right on. I'll grab them out at the Packathon. If I can get it there, I would love to be able to deliver just have a box of merch for whoever ordered it and get it to the Packathon. But it seems like I always get that merch the Monday after the Packathon or the Tuesday. It's never really, it's like it's so close, but it never happens. So no promises. I'll try to get it by then. Um, it was Thomas Scott's. Yeah, that's it. Checking in from the road. There's Dan checking in from the road. Yeah. So he should get home tonight about 1. So that's going to be a long drive for Dan. So if you have Dan's number, call him, keep him awake. He might need the help. Let's see. I saw a Bonnie comment, but it's since disappeared off my screen. I don't know where it went. There's another one. I don't see the original one. Oh, there it is. Yep. Did you throw up a tent or a hammock? Always hammock. There's 2 kinds of campers in the world: people that sleep in hammocks and people that roll around on the ground all night in a tent wishing they had a hammock. That's kind of our joke. I have slept in tents a lot, but I much, much prefer a hammock. Spanish River in Ontario, Canada. The Spanish, that is on the list. I'm gonna write it down again because we are branching out to kind of do some bigger trips elsewhere, and I have watched videos on the Spanish, and they do look amazing. Hey Tim, um, should look at the spinach. Did you throw a tent or a hammock? Kind of going back through. Have I run Gorilla? I have not. I have not run the new Gorilla either. Um, I was gonna run Gorilla one day, and I didn't. So that's what everybody says, I guess. Save the trouble shipping and bring it with you to come Christmas. Um, Steve Worthington, OGJ, glad y'all survived. See, OGJ was supposed to go on the trip too, and OGJ also bailed last minute. So he wasn't one of the OG River King campers, but he was like my OG kayaking buddy 10 years before there was River Kings, and he bailed. So it must have been something in the water. But OGJ did run the shuttle for us on Friday, so we do appreciate that. That was a big deal. And paddled Preon Jordan today. Tara loved it. Right on. I may be sending the wife to help with the packathon. I'm working. Oh, right on, Tim. Well, we'll take all the help we can get. I've been to the green race before. I've been a couple times, 2 or 3 times. I've done a couple videos on it. Um, I videoed the year that Dane broke the 4 minute record and got a little interview with him that year and the year before. And it was fun to watch him break the record. I was standing actually at the finish when he came through. Looked down at my watch, and it was uh, the time he would have taken off. My watch said 3:59 or 3:58 or something, so it would have been sub 4 minute. And I told him, I think you beat it by 1 second or so. And he's like, I hope. I said, no, I looked at my watch. I think you beat it. Because my watch syncs to the atomic clock in Pennsylvania. And I knew they were starting the race exactly at 12 or whenever it was. So at 12:03 and 59 seconds, he crossed through the wicket. Turns out he did win by a second and a half. So that was really cool to watch it happen. But he was flying down the river. Very cool. No one wants to get on here, so if you click that link at the bottom of the screen, you want to talk or hang out for a bit, get on there. Don't be shy. Um, did we eat moon pies? Yes. Alan brought some of the mini moon pies and saved my life one day. I was feeling low and all hope was lost that we wouldn't find a campsite. We were paddling in the dark, and he pulls out a moon pie, so saved me. No ice cream the whole trip? Nope, sure didn't. Um, but yeah, if you want to get on the show, here's the banner. Click it, just click that, and when you enter you'll enter what's called the basement. And it's my panel down here where I can click on people before, and you'll have to just like allow it to use the mic and stuff. Super easy. But before we go live, make sure you turn the volume, like don't watch YouTube on a side screen. It'll have a weird echo, so you got to turn any other actual YouTube pages off and just watch through that link. But yeah, and so I'll bring you up if you come in there. I'll bring you up, and we'll have a good time. But yeah, quick reminder once more: merch sale ends tonight. Uh, get your merch if you want it, and Packathon December 13th, 3 to 5 p.m. on a Saturday. So awesome! Kind of thought someone might jump in here, but um, back to what we've been going on. It's been really really busy, starting basically last spring when I got back from the Grand Canyon. Ryan had made the school soccer team at her middle school and was in band and doing really well. Then at summer, she tried out, made the travel team. So she's been doing band and the travel team. Pete's in his senior year, got a few things going on, and been applying to all the colleges and everything. So he should be hearing back. But the travel soccer, which is what I did growing up, has taken a lot of time, put a big dent into my schedule. But I wouldn't have it any other way because I only have you only have a few years with these kids, and it's something she's kind of found her stride in. She's kind of really enjoyed this soccer thing, and that's me being a soccer player growing up, and I did the travel ball and all that stuff. It's been a good way for us to connect, and she's been really working hard. I stay with her after practice for about 30 or 40 minutes till they turn the lights off there in Mebane, and we just shoot and work on other technical skills. So she's doing extra work every single practice. It's been pretty impressive. Um, and so it's harder to find the time, but we're still trying to make it happen, which is why I didn't have a video loaded up for tonight. But we're kind of going to ease it into the holidays a little bit, and I may take a little bit of time off. I usually do kind of around the packathon after Thanksgiving. I usually take about 2, 3 weeks and kind of chill a little bit. I'm sure I'll make a video of this weekend, and it'll be up there, but I'm not sure when it's going to come up. And I also have the video of the Thomas Scott Memorial Paddle I did down in Georgia on the Chattahoochee with Kayak Georgia last weekend. And Naaman and Stan and I went down there and joined their crowd. I think we had about 20 paddlers on the water. Super fun, super cool river. I was better. It was better than I expected. Um, but yeah, do I have a favorite river? Yes. Whitewater River. I would say my favorite river has always been the Tellicos since the first time I ran it. Not the hardest. It's a long way away from my house. It's about 6 or 6.5 hours. So I don't get there often. But that river is pure fun. It's just as much fun as you can have in a kayak with very low risk compared to some of the other bigger, harder rivers with bigger drops. It's a simple joy to be on. And it's a fun river to help others level up when they get there. There's a couple videos I've done from Week of Rivers. It was my first waterfall. It's P5's first waterfall. And then a few years back at Week of Rivers, I think 2 or 3 years ago, we went and had a big finale kind of there. A bunch of guys ran the ledges in the middle. Then we came back up and almost everybody ran Bald River Falls as well, which is about a 25 footer. So it kind of has all the elements for like vertical kayaking, drops and pools and ledges, really small, really pretty. And I think it's my favorite. But yeah, definitely not the hardest, definitely not the biggest or the most challenging at all, but it is probably just the most fun, the best bang for your buck. Um, are you going to Wilson when it opens? Yes, the day it opens, probably we'll get up there as soon as I can. I've been missing Wilson. Um, I'm not sure when that's going to be, but as soon as that's open, we are definitely going to go there. I haven't gone since the Wilson Go Fast first week of February last year, so it's been since February 1st since I've been up there. Got my Hot Whip too. Got my Hot Whip to pool roll practices. I think. Oh, two pool roll practices. Things coming back right on. Couldn't stay away from whitewater. That's awesome, Mr. Whip. Can you switch two of my shirts to XL? Uh-oh. Um, Tell you what, email the link and go directly to the email that you got your order with. Contact them at Carolina Custom Promotions. I'm sure they can take care of that. Um, Loved your recent Facebook post describing your year. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was fun. Thanks, Karen. Um, it's always fun to look back and see where the year has taken you. And I kind of detail that on a Facebook post. A lot changes, a lot stays the same, but it's good to look back and see where everything's gone in the year and what you have to be thankful for. So, why wouldn't I buy the Enduro? I did a review on the Enduro, 2, 3 years ago, I think. I got one and I kind of put it through its paces pretty good, and then compared it to the Yukon, and I compared the hull and other features of it. I think the Enduro is a little faster, but it's definitely less maneuverable, and it has kind of a. Just watch the video. The kind of the hull shape and the rocker profile I don't love as much for rapids. So that's why basically it's not quite as good in whitewater or really maneuvering in heavy current. So I stuck with the Yukon on that one. Um, I deserve some time off. Yeah, I've been running pretty ragged. I feel like I should deserve some time off, but I don't really. Um, I just love doing it. So it doesn't always feel like work. So time off means more of just hanging out with the family during the holidays, less that, oh, I need a break. It's more of normally I take the holidays off and we just go hang out for a bit and focus on that pretty good. Um, are you going to paddle Wilson when it opens? Yep. Middle Telco looks fun. Middle Telco is fun, Carrie. You definitely need to try that. Can't wait to see all. Someone needs to join this chat. Do you see that link in at the bottom? Join the panel. Click that. Don't be shy. Get in here. I'll put you on the screen and we'll talk. Think I can go up to 6 people at a time. Um, so someone needs to jump on here. I see we got about 30 people in there. So out of 30 people, someone needs to come in here and talk with me. But right on. I bought a water bottle, a jacket, and a hat. Thanks for the merch. You bet. Right on, Billy. Yeah, so Billy is with 12 Stones Adventures. Billy is also with Uari Paddle Company. And Billy and his partner Chris with Paddle Company have donated a beautiful Old Town, uh, shoot, what was it? Vapor 10, Old Town Vapor 10 angler. beautiful boat. I don't know why that's hard for me to remember all those names together, but yeah, we appreciate it. It's going to be there for the raffle. It's going to be awesome. It's a beautiful boat. Never been paddled. Kind of a black, gray, and kind of lime green kind of layup. Looks really good. Have I ever run the dries? Which dries? There's a lot of dries out there. Pigeon dries, the green dries, the New River dries. Which dries are you thinking? I haven't run any of them, so that'll help. I haven't run any of those three dries, so if it's one of those, I haven't do it. Backstage, sitting in the bed. Get backstage get in the panel, Justin. I need some help here for you. It's a wreck boat. Yeah, so it is a wreck boat from the Uwari Paddle Company. So in the years past, we've got mostly whitewater boats, but not everyone that comes to the Packathon is a whitewater boater. So this year we have a whitewater boat, Soul Skipper, a wreck boat, which is the Old Town Vapor 10, and then we have a stand-up paddleboard, which is donated to us by JW at River Rooster. So we kind of have the whole thing covered, and all of them awesome boats, awesome options, and three people are going to take home boats from the Packathon. So I'd like to see a big turnout. Love to see that, and I always enjoy sending people home with boats. It's a good time. I'll go hop on my laptop. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Everyone's shy tonight. Should I grab Thomas's boat from Marketplace? I'm not sure. What boat is on Marketplace? Do I love Liquid Logic? Yeah, I love displacement hole. I like the kind of the way the Liquid Logics are designed mostly. Um, but I love whitewater kayaking is what I love. And then certain boat designs fit me well, and or I like certain boat designs better than others. And oftentimes I like the Liquid Logics. Not always, but I started in them. I've had a lot of fun in them, and I just kind of like their designs. So yeah, Hot Whip, amazing boat. RMX, I took that through the Grand Canyon. All my early years, that Hefe on the wall is what I did all my cool stuff in back in the day. Um, all of you online, please come and participate in the packing event. Yep, December 13th. That'll be 3 to 5 p.m. His Enduro. If his Enduro is in Florida, I think. I don't think it's I think he sold it. So I think he sold his Enduro, so I'm not sure. I can't speak to that. Whether that's still up for on Marketplace or not. Got to come north and paddle Wisconsin with us. I've been to the Namakogan. We did the Namakogan in St. Croix in 2000, I think 18 or 19. Maybe 2019. We went up and did the Namakogan into the St. Croix, then we did the St. Croix all the way to Croix Falls, and then I paddled through the Dells and to that park that's down there on the other side of the Dells. So that was an amazing trip. And we talked about that. We really loved it. Would like to get back up there. But hey Kelly, it's in Florida for sale on Marketplace. Oh yeah, if you want an enduro, that's a great boat. Um, it's a little faster than the Yukon, so depending on it's not a bad boat. I just prefer the Yukon a little more for what I do with that type of boat. But if you want a little less, slightly less capable in the rapids kind of boat, still does well, but slightly less capable, but faster and kind of a little more design on the outfitting, then the Enduro would be a great choice. Like I said, I just prefer the Yukon over that. I think your stream link is for an old one, James River link. I'm not sure. Oh, that's for an old one. Oh, well, maybe that's why no one's joining. Let me let me get rid of that. How do I hold on? Stand by. See, oh, there it is. Hold stand by. See if this works. This might work. No promises, but that might get you there. Someone check on that and see if that'll do it. There used to be a thing that said invite people, and it would put the banner up there for me. Scroll, trying to find it. Bear with me. Oh, was that the right one, Justin? I can see you, Justin. Give me a thumbs up if you click the second link. Okay, right on. All right, so that's the current one. So sorry, I'm not a professional. It gave me the banner for the join, the panel, and well, I don't know why they would give me an old one. That just doesn't make any sense. But my apologies. I think we're squared away now. Here comes OGJ, and I knew he'd be wearing the golden beanie. What's up,
Oh
Justin?
yeah.
Oh yeah. Say something.
Oh, can you hear me?
Barely. It's kind of low.
Barely, 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 barely.
Or maybe mine's low. Try again.
Test, test, test.
That sounds good.
Nice. What's up, everybody?
All right, so here we go. We got OGJ in the house, wearing the golden beanie. Justin, why don't you talk a little bit about what that golden beanie means to you?
Okay. In all seriousness, let me just tell you guys something. I'm 38 years old. I spent 35 years of my life doing nothing, sitting on my butt, playing video games. I'm an accountant by trade, okay? And I'm over here with Pete, all right? Division I soccer player, manly man, works with his hands every day, all these kinds of things. He's got some natural athleticism and strength and things like that. And this golden beanie represents all of that potential that I wasted coming like a tsunami. And we're not even at the shore yet. The tsunami just barely started. And we've already overtaken Pete. And we've got big hopes and dreams. If we ever get to shore, we might see Elijah White off in the distance just a little bit at the Wilson race.
Wait, when you say if we ever get to shore, I'm kind of remembering you being on the shore of Kibler during the Kibler race and not winning that one.
That's a class 2 race. What's interesting is how Pete likes to talk about class 2 races and ignore class 4 races, where he didn't even complete the race. I mean, honestly, I was at the end of the Wilson race for so long, I generally had this moment of excitement, and that quickly turned to concern for his safety because it took him so long to get there. So, but anyways, yeah.
It was short-lived, just a few months, and he's walking in class 2. Kind of forgets that. But the tsunami well, it really wasn't. It was kind of like a little ripple. Looked big out there. I think it was more that maybe less that you beat me and more that I beat myself, But if you look back here right above my finger, there's a green cup.
Yeah. Oh. You can't read it.
Okay. What does yours say?
Sorry. 2025 Amy Begg Memorial Paddle Fest. I beat Pete. This is a very rare cup. Hard to come by.
Yep. So that's how he got the golden beanie, because whoever you get these cups at Wilson. So Justin can't show you one of these, but this is a pink cup for being first at Wilson. This is a pink cup for being first at Wilson. And several of these trophies are first places in Kibler. This cup is third place at Wilson, where I swam and still got a place. But Justin had to print his own cup.
Yeah, I have to compete in the professional division. It's a little different.
Oh man. So in our little River King group, whoever has the fastest time at the Wilson Go Fast gets this golden beanie he's wearing. And he has been wearing, I'm surprised there's still any threads left in that thing. He wears it in June, July, August, all through the year. But we missed you out there this weekend, Justin.
I missed it.
Did the kids do well? Anybody get sick?
My wife got a little bit sick. I was But she fared pretty well. I'm not sure. Here's what I'm not sure about is whenever I get sick, my wife doesn't get as sick as I get, and so I don't know if it's like
Oh
I,
yeah.
she's just
Bring her in here.
come on, Elena.
Dance on a dance, gonna dance. I was coming in to dance.
This is my beautiful daughter, Elena.
She's
Hi.
she's a Kibler racer.
She is. She will be.
No, I don't like. I'm not a fan. I love watching you guys kayak. It's just I've always been afraid of flipping over and stuff.
Elena is my one daughter who said that she's not really sure she likes kayaking.
Oh yeah.
We'll
I'm
see
more
where,
than
where how she evolves.
Right on.
Bye.
Bye.
But anyways, yeah, that was good stuff. It was a good weekend. We had our third. I cooked my third turkey today, so
Of the
y'all
weekend?
were missing that while y'all were freezing and shaking on the river. I was eating nice warm turkey.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about some of the people who didn't come on the trip while we're out there, thinking, Justin may be kind of picking and choosing his battles, and then maybe he wasn't quite ready for an austere kind of a trip where you're thawing your boots and your gear out with
No,
ice cold river water just so it won't be frozen when you put your feet in them.
no, I
But
really wanted
maybe,
a really cold trip.
yep.
Honestly,
Well, we
I
just
really
had one.
wanted just a really cold, like see how the hammock can do and the quilts do and all that kind of stuff. Feel like cold is not so bad. You just have to dress for it. And I really just wanted to get out there in
Usually.
the cold.
Yep. So we started Kerscott, got about 20 miles in. We weren't finding camping like we wanted to, which is kind of that river can be tough. And at about 20 miles, we went through a rapid, and I just happened to see a kind of a rocky beach. So I jumped out on it, and it turns out it was an island with kind of like just an island in the middle of the river. Someone had developed a campsite there. And I saw a sign. I thought it might be a posted sign. I thought we were in a dead hole, dead end, but I walked towards the sign, and it wasn't posted. It said, "Welcome, Big Bull Session." I was like, what is that? And I walked a little further, and it was someone's old river camp. It had benches and chairs and a fire pit and a stack of cut firewood for us and like utensils hanging in trees and perfect hammock trees everywhere. And I came back, and the guys were like, what it looked like. And they were like, their hopes were not high. And this was 6 o'clock, so it's about 30 minutes after dark. We are just paddling in the moonlight. And it was cold. And I said, well, "Oh man, it's a great camp. We got firewood and tables and chairs and a big fire ring and no brush. It's all cleared out and perfect hammock trees." And Kevin was like, "Yeah, right." And he started getting back in his boat, and I was like, "No, really?" He's like, "That ain't up there." We walked up into the camp, and he put his boat down. I was like, "Oh," it was like we found this gem out of nowhere. Like, what were the chances in the dark that I just happened to go check the one beach that had a perfect campsite? So it worked out perfectly. Uh, very cold. Wake up. Slept really warm. So sleeping, it was one of those nights where I knew it was around 20 and I thought maybe I'll be cold, but I wasn't cold. So you think maybe something's wrong. Kind of waiting to I never even felt a chill. So that was great. Dan woke up first. He was a little bit chilly. Woke up about 5:30. No fire in the morning. We wanted to be able to just get going. But as it turns out, we didn't get going until about 10 because everyone was moving slow. Everyone's fingers were frozen, which wasn't bad until you started touching the frozen gear and trying to pack up. It was a little rough. Um,
What was the deal with Naaman?
yeah, yeah. Like I was talking before on here, but Naaman was hard. Naaman's hard on gear. If you're thinking about someone to lend gear to, just fair warning, Naaman might not be the one. He told me at the end of the trip that yeah, man, I just seem to break everything. I'm like, well, that would be nice to know before you're sitting in $1,000 quilt and hammock setup. But no, he sat in the quilt, not in the hammock, and he and the quilt did like the atomic elbow off the top rope into the sand. And then after I had said, don't lay the quilt in the sand, like you want to take that out of the bag straight to the hammock. He had him laying in the sand. I'm like, no. But then he's like 220 pounds into the sand. I'm like, oh, damn it. Anyway, he fixed that. Then getting back in, his whole body fell completely out of the hammock, and so he was having a little difficulty. But I think he's got it figured out now.
I heard Naaman say on the stream that he almost got a sleeper bell, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh yeah, no swims. I did break a. Oh, I see River King Brian in the chat. Greg is hard. Nobody's harder on gear than Greg. That's for sure. We missed you out there, River King Brian. The trip was kind of like, tailored to River King Brian. He was like going to be the guest of honor, and I think he was enjoying soy mocha lattes from the couch, probably watching River King videos all weekend. But we definitely missed him. Have a paddle with Rob Parsons. I don't know. I don't remember offhand. But yeah, so night 2, we paddled all day, and we were going to try to make 30 miles, but the miles were not coming easily. So we realized like it was going to be another long night, and I asked Dan if he was okay with stopping up short, but that would get him on the road later. And Dan hates paddling under moonlight. So I said, would you mind if we pulled up early at Yadkin Shores Access, camp there, and then just be a few more miles tomorrow? He goes, absolutely, that's the plan. I was like, all right, we'll do that. So we set our plan on it. Funny story. Steve McConnell has lead man-itis. He loves to be out front about 50 yards ahead of everybody, which is no problem. I can film him, makes great video. And if there is a rock in the river, Steve and or Alan, and sometimes both at the same time, can find a way to broach their kayak on that rock, high and dry, every time. In fact, if you don't know where to go, send Steve and Alan out front, go somewhere else, and you're going to be fine. But they find every shoal and every rock in the river. Aside from that, Steve was out front, and we're looking for a campsite. We're only 2 miles from our destination, so that's within the range. Like when you're within a couple miles either way of where you template to camp, and you see something amazing, you take it. So we go through this rapid. Steve's out front, and I look on River Right, and I actually told him that my wife and I camped right at the bottom of this rapid several years back when we did a husband and wife trip there. So when we go through there, be watching the right bank. Don't pass any good campsites. Steve out front looks off to the right and then goes left with the rapid and just blitzes this rapid. And we're all like looking like, Steve, low slope beach, perfectly spaced trees, pebble beach, a nice little rapid noise. It was a 10 out of 10, Justin. And Steve went by and we're like, Steve, what are you doing? He goes, I'm not the decider. And I'm like, well, when you're out front and you pass it, you kind of are, because now we can't get back to it. So in the future, maybe I'll just pull over and make him haul his boat back up the shore. But anyway, we got to
Like a pretty
Yadkin
easy
Shores.
trip. I mean, you weren't even cold, and you found perfect campsites.
Well, we didn't get that one. We had to pass it.
Oh,
So then we are getting cold. It's getting dark. We get to Yadkin Shores, and there's a camping area there. And fortunately for us, they had just logged it completely. So there wasn't a tree left except the ones hanging over the river on the bank. I don't know why they did that, but there's 0 trees to hang it. So we didn't camp there, but we did find a good ridge. And so it was actually pretty good, except for the haul out of the river was pretty steep. But yeah, pretty good overall. This last night was nice. This morning was pretty warm, and the temperature fell somehow when we got on the river. It was warmer when we woke up than all day, so that was rough. Same on the Greenbrier. Talk about Steve being first to the big unknown to him, Rapids of the Falls. Right on. Yeah, Steve loves being out front, and we could talk about him because he's not in here. Am I going to do another cheap dry suit test? Probably not. They seem to do pretty good, and Dan had one. I know several friends that have gotten them. So in a pinch, if you don't have the money, but I think I'd rather see someone in a cheap dry suit than no dry suit in the winter, because it's so much safer. But you kind of like sometimes a dry suit, like I say in the video, like if you're going to the Grand Canyon, don't bring a cheap dry suit. So the best dry suit you can afford is the dry suit you need to get. And There's a lot of good dry suits out there. But if you're not willing to, or unable to afford that, go ahead and get you a cheap one. I think Amazon's even got them now. I think that's where Dan got his. How was Rockford? Rockford, through everything, we did not get a chance to physically scout Rockford, and it's kind of a haul up the river. But everything online shows all that's closed down and not operational, permanently closed. I tried to call for the whole last week before the trip because I really wanted to eat a burger there. We just sailed on by on the river, didn't get out to look, so I don't know how Rockford's doing. Level 6 has demos cheap, right on. But we showed them where we climbed out of the river. Our little root bank's still there. And we talked about we talked about Brian not believing there was a burger joint there. It's pretty funny. I guess I should tell the story real quick. We did the whole Fisher River, came into the Yadkin. Not far. We go through the bridge under Rockford. I knew just past the bridge a little way is where we get out to kind of go, because the bridge to the store is pretty far. It's like a mile or a little over. But you can get out on the bank and walk around the bean field and be there. So all the guys are bobbing down the river with me. A lot of them did the camp with me at the Robin Sage, the job I did where we were training Green Berets and everything. So a lot of land nav, a lot of orienteering, a lot of knowing where you are on a map, and a lot of showing up at the right place at the right time out of the middle of nowhere. That's kind of what we did. Brian never did that in camp with us. He was a medical asset and kind of played kind of a different role. So when we eddied out and I said, we got to climb the bank. There's a, and they're like, what are we doing? Like, there's a burger joint up here. And if you ever been in that area, there's not a burger joint within 100 miles. You can just tell there's nothing here. So we scaled this 15-foot mud bank. It's raining, the river's pumping. We barely got in the eddy to begin with, tied our boats up, scaled the bank, and there's a bean field. Brian's up there, had this like there's like I'm pulling his leg. There's no burger joint. The other guys were playing along. I think they wanted to believe, but Brian was just going along because everyone else was, and he did not believe. We went around the bean field, crossed a railroad track, and there's a dirt road, and burger joints are never on dirt roads. We took a left, walked around one corner, and boof, you could see the grill, the stack of the grill, like the smoke coming out. And that was our first trip together. But that's where the name was born. So we eat this like artisan hamburger. It was amazing. And while we're eating, I looked at the guys. They look pretty haggard and wet, like rats. I said, "You guys look like gypsies, like straight up river gypsies." And Brian was eating that hamburger. He's like, "Yep, but we're eating like kings, river kings." River King Greg was like, "That's a good name, Pete. We should do that." So we named ourselves the River Kings just to make our friends jealous that didn't come on the trip. So that's how the hamburgers on the river and the name got started right there in Rockford. So wanted to go back and see that, but from everything we could tell, it was all closed up. But yeah, still had a great time. Did a little toast to the OGs there at where the Fisher River hit the Yadkin, and we considered excommunicating everybody who bailed on us on this trip. So Justin, this may be maybe your last stream. May have to turn in your gear.
Yeah.
Start over.
Why did we never see OG Justin again? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's what happens. Yeah. Brian, get in here on the chat, man. There's the StreamYard. Get on here. Brian, I think he's got fiber now. He used to have some spotty. Yeah, it was an amazing burger. You need to get in here in the panel. Go click that link, man. We're all waiting for Brian. Everyone at their home chant Brian, Brian. Maybe put it in the comments.
Mm-hmm. I just want to hear his description of the burger.
Yeah, we need to get Brian in here to talk about some of these memories. You know, since he didn't come on the trip with us. Justin, how did you feel? How did you feel knowing we were out there and you were sitting at home in your hot tub?
You know, I was definitely throwing up some thoughts and prayers and hoping you guys were doing well, but that hot tub did feel glorious. So.
Oh, the people are chanting, Brian. You got to get on here, man. Melly Hambone. I like your name. That's pretty good. 1776. Right on. Is that your real name? Melly Hambone. That's awesome. Finish your ribs, Brian. Brian's probably, man, this is getting awkward. Brian not coming on the trips, won't come on the live chat. I'm gonna get a complex. The people are chanting. No, it's not his real name. Oh, but it's a cool channel name. Right on. So while we're waiting for Brian, once again, merch sellings tonight. The link, real quick, is right here. You click that link, go get your merch order in, and that'll be till midnight tonight, and then we're shutting that down. So that's the last chance till spring. Again, all the proceeds are going to feedthehunger.org, which feeds hungry kids all over the world. Packathon for that. So our merch seeds sponsors the ingredients. Then we all need to come together and pack it. Packathon will be December 13th, 3 to 5 p.m. Greensboro at the Feed the Hunger place, 1200 East Lindsay Street. Be there. All the cool kids like Justin. Justin, you going to be there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With my whole family in tow.
Oh, yeah. You can bring your kids, bring your grandparents, bring yourself. If you have competitive group like a soccer team or Boy Scouts, bring those folks. It definitely helps to have as many people as possible. So there's the link. Brian, still not seeing you here. It's kind of getting awkward. He's also disappeared from the comments. We may have run him off. Oh, let's see. I think I'm not going. I think not going in the live chat is how you get ousted. Never mind not going in the OG trip. Yeah, that's Idaho Adventure Guys really onto something here. Or maybe that's what Brian's after. I'm not sure. We'll give him a couple minutes. He may be having technical difficulties trying to power up his laptop. He lives in Ellerby, so it's the kind of place that gets Saturday Night Live on Tuesday morning. It's kind of out there. Oh, my town has one stoplight and one caution light. Our connection is rough. I think he should try. What's the latest in the season you guys have been kayaking? There is no season for us. It's year round. In fact, right now is when all the best creeking starts, because when it rains, the forest is dormant, so all the plants do not absorb all the water by the roots and everything to drink. So the water that goes into the watershed gets into the water, to the rivers rather, and they stay there longer. So in the mountains, they call it creeking season. It's basically the winter, especially in like late winter, early spring, all the way through spring. That's the best season to creek. Kind of keeps the water there, and rains more often. So, yeah, we'll, as long as it's not frozen and we can actually boat, we got the gear to stay on the water. If it gets cold enough, it's going to be ice, and then you can't kayak. So, yeah, we paddle year round. My coldest day paddling whitewater was Russell Fork Gorge way back, and I think the high for the day was 30. Icicles everywhere. Some of the places below the rapids where there would be an eddy, that was solid ice, and we were going to go in the flow. Don't get under the ice. It was kind of a thing. Kind of crazy. I was a little bit sketched out a couple times, but it was fun. Well, we'll go for about another 5 minutes unless we can get Brian on here. And OGJ, I just maybe, yeah, we paddled this week, and we paddled Friday through Sunday out there, overnighting each day. It's pretty cold. But I was going to let OGJ speak to his plans coming up to earn a second golden beanie and the chances of that happening for him.
Well, I mean, I've already accomplished one, caution
Miracle.
sign, if you will. It
Miracle.
wasn't even really a stop sign. Yeah, one ripple. Yeah.
Miracle, I think.
Oh,
Miracle.
Miracle. Gotcha.
Miracle.
Gotcha. No, I. So in all seriousness, like I really, really like racing, even though when we do Wilson, it's not really a race. It's a paddle fast, and it's a memorial for a lost kayaker. But I really enjoy getting together with everybody. I still take it really seriously personally. Like I want to get better. And for me, it's like, you know, I'm getting older and I just like seeing myself getting in better shape. And so um there is that like nagging thing always in the back of my mind, like why is this 50-year-old man still competitive with me? You know, and that's
Yep.
tough for me, uh, but that also makes it really fun. So you guys, if we have the race this year, it's going to be extremely exciting. You know, no spoilers, but it's going to be extremely exciting for how the competition between Pete and I go down.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Just
I
like the
personally get
last
serious.
race, we were going to paddle the same class boat, but you showed up with a much faster boat and paddling against a guy twice your age and still lost. I'm just going to throw that
Interesting.
out there. They make sure people remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
and that was class two. I mean, if you can't even make it down class two without walking, I hope you can do the class four. So
yeah. I think I have an issue sometimes with like playing to like my level of competition, you know, and so
playing down.
yeah. I'm just kidding.
So Justin doesn't believe he's athletic. This is the problem, and I kind of had to. Um, so he's very competitive. He was number one or two in the world.
I
What were you
played
now?
way too many video games. There was a time when my Call of Duty team was the number one team in the world.
So he was
It was
number
a long
one
time
in the
ago.
world. I don't care what it is you're doing. If you're number one in the world at it, then you've got some abnormal talent, skill sets, and competitive drive. But he always gave himself the out that he wasn't athletic. But if you look at him, he's really athletic. His form is really good. His kayaking is awesome. He's got good composure, good balance, timing. It's all there. And he's believed this lie about himself that he's not athletic. It's just it's rubbish. But I couldn't convince him of that. So instead of convincing him that he could win, I made the thought of losing to me unbearable last winter. And I was trying to find a lot of ways to motivate him um, before the go fast. And I was paired up against Brian Davis, who's professional kayak instructor. He's really good. You're too older than me, but Brian's the man. But Justin was paired up. I don't remember who he was paired up with. I was good friends with the Go Fast organizers who do the seating and the pairing, and I had Justin start one place in front of me, which is not where you want to be. You want to be behind and catching up, like being in front. You can't see them coming, and he'd been passed by almost everybody every other year. No, no, but Brian always passed him, and so he was like, "Oh no!" And then
Yeah.
we were in the cabin. I was like, I got him going in front of me. I said, now all I got to do is chase you because you start a minute ahead. And so out on the minute, every minute someone starts.
Yeah.
So if I can see you, basically, I've already made up time. So all you got to do is catch up to the person enough to see them. You don't even have to pass them. You just have to make up that time. And you know you're beating that person.
Yeah.
And in the cabin, I was trying a lot of ways to get it Justin. And the one that worked was that I was going to use some sort of Pete made this like a voiceover thing where he sounded like I think Dwight Eisenhower, the speech before we invaded Normandy that he gave to the U.S. sailors and soldiers, and so he converted that to maybe switched a few words out in the audio to make it sound like Justin and all the allies against me, and I was the bad guy. So I said, well, this will be great. We'll use that theme and I'll make it sound like a dogfight and I'm coming in behind you and I get close enough, I'm going to shoot you down. And you'll probably, and in the video, I'll make a bunch of laughing noises, me coming up behind you. And he was kind of like, and I was like, if you're out there and you hear really loud, because I'm going to laugh as loud as I can, you'll know I got you. And he put his head in his hands like, no. I knew that got him. And
Yeah.
so he took off of there. He was rolling down the river, and I had a terrible lap, which ended in a swim. Well, it didn't end there, but there was involving a swim. And but Justin cleaned it, and the whole way down, he was fired up. He was asking people on the bank, "Do you think I was a white helmet?" And they're like, "No." And then he's like, "Good." And then he realized after a few strokes that I wear a black helmet, and he's like, I asked the wrong question." So it was pretty funny. It was a really good was a really good
Yeah.
experience. I always want to win, of course, but
Yeah.
I
Well, that's the
don't
thing
ever
too,
want
man.
to
Like
swim. But it was
it's
fun. It was like the best memory of the year, I think, is this whole camaraderie and this back and forth. And to
yeah.
simply just destroy him in the Kibler race was let the world know that I was a one-off. So,
Well, the
uh,
thing is, man, like even like Kibler race, like I try. And this is the thing, like you can go to these races and you can be like, I'm here just for fun. When you go though and you change your mentality of like, no, I'm not here just for fun. Like I do want to have fun, but also like I want to do my best. It completely changes the whole thing. And for me, like I'm going to these events and I'm like, I want to do my best. I'm not here giving myself the out of like, I just want to have fun, even though I totally do. I just want to have fun, but like also I want to do my best. And it changes like your whole approach to like the race. It changes the weight of the race. Like that's why I like doing it, is because it's this mental battle of like it's obviously physical as well, but it's also the mental battle of like you have to focus. This matters to you. You have friends that you want to do well, you want to see do well, but you also want to beat them because you're gonna have to hear about it for the next year. Yeah, but like I love that. It's the same reason that we do like the kayak camping trips. Like it's to me, they're the same as far as like the mental approach goes. Because for me, like the kayak camping is not easy. Like this stuff is natural for you. For me, kayak camping, like I'm a complete like newbie. And so I go out there and I'm learning things and like the mental grit of just paddling, 30 miles in a day and waking up and doing it the next day, to me, like I like that challenge, it helps me grow mentally and
oh yeah.
stronger and all that jazz. But
Yeah, if you're looking for a kayak race to start out in, there's no better place than Kibler because you can come with a Sun Dolphin or a canoe or a pack raft or a kayak, whatever you want to bring. And it's really just a fundraiser for the Rurtans up there, the Red Bank Rurtans. But you can take it as serious as you want, like you said, and and that race is notorious for uh, questionable timekeeping, I guess would be the way to put it. They kind of get their signals mixed a lot, but we just record our races on the GoPros and we have our exact times, and that's what we compare at the end of the day. So you take a silly little class two that anybody can do, and then you put the competition into it, and it's as I mean, it's as big as you want it to be, and there's a lot of passion for it. It does make you
and
strive to
even
do your
class
best.
two is not easy when you're racing it.
No race
Like,
is easy.
it's the thing. Like, some people walk during class two races. Like it just happens. It doesn't mean that they're not, faster on Wilson Creek and earn the golden beanie, but like it just happens sometimes, right?
Yeah, he did win the one race, but as you see, this pink cup, we Justin was there, I think, but really not in a competitive manner. So it was good to see him finally be able to beat me when I had my worst lap ever. But it's fine. It never ends. Anyway, so yeah, I gotta write down. I gotta order another golden beanie. I see golden beanie. Yeah, appreciate you reminding me, Justin. There's some other people gunning for it. Andrew, some of the guys, they really want the beanie, but it's a tough one to get, and
Has to be earned.
probably the most coveted athletic prize in the whole world at this moment
It's so
right now.
funny too because people don't know that, but like this golden beanie, well, I guess they do from the video, but just to remind everybody, this golden beanie is literally a beanie that Pete just happened to be wearing that day.
Yeah,
And
it is. So,
it was literally taken off of his head. And
yeah,
then
I can't remember who suggested it or how it came to be, but so I bought some beanies once to test run some different beanies, and they had a lot of different color options. So I got a blue one for Kevin because he has a blue boat, a red one for Austin because he had a red boat, and so I kind of color matched people's boats to their beanies, and I got a yellow one, and then I wore it, and I was like, "That's a yellow beanie," And I wore it around a couple times, and I'd have it in my pocket. I said, when I put it on, the first person comes up to me and gets some swag or something, River King hat or something like that. So I always had it at the Wilson Go Fest, and then he said something. It was Justice said, like, if I win, you gotta give me something. I was like, yeah, I'll set you up with something. And literally, I just had to pop that off my head and stick it on Justin's head, River Funk and all. So yeah, he took my beanie away from me. So I've thought maybe I should get it back and have the same exact beanie, but that wouldn't be fair to Justin if he won two, which is obviously almost impossible. He should have to, but I don't want to take this away from him because this has been the best year of his life, and I want him to have this forever. But
yeah. No, it's good though. But that's a good one. Like people who if people who want to do a good like advanced creek race, so like get into it, Wilson Creek race is awesome. And Kibler race, if any of you guys just want to go have fun, like on a run or take it as seriously as you want, it is awesome. Like it's an
yeah,
awesome intro run. We have people going down in sun dolphins and canoes, and you don't have to be in like a whitewater kayak or anything.
Yeah, and a long trip for Justin. That's the next thing on the list for kayak camping, and that'll be the next challenge. Because it's different. You don't know. It can be a grind, 6-7 days out on the river, grinding out miles, looking for campsites. Unless you're on the Greenbrier, then it's just like a joy float through the best. It's like a food truck float through the beautiful West Virginia. You don't even really have to paddle hard, and every day you're eating pancakes or some kind of cheesecake at a fancy restaurant Riverside. But other trips are very difficult, like the Deep River. That was probably the hardest trip on the guys. Hardest trip I ever did was the Sax-Bahá to Carolina Beach in 6 days, 241 miles, 45 miles a day solo, and there was almost no current for the last 150 miles, so it was all manpower. That one was rough, and I decided that maybe a little less miles would be more enjoyable. So we kind of dialed it back from that. But I had 6 days and I wanted to do it, so it was the mission, and I had bought into the mission and I did it. But it was I was cramp. My stomach would cramp in the morning when I tried to get out of my hammock. Just crunching my abs, it would cramp, so I have to stretch out. Then stretching out would cramp my back. I was locked, trying to keep two things uncramped.
You were hurting.
I was trying to drink Gatorade and stuff like that to try to stave off cramping, and I had a sore spot, like a hot spot in my back where the outfitting was rubbing. My hands were bleeding, and grinding through that. It's another challenge. Do you have that mental fortitude to just keep going, keeping it going, get it done? A little less enjoyable than the West Virginia float, but no less formative would be a good word. Like once you do something like that, you kind of know what you can do. Austin just hiked 36 miles in a day, the whole Uwharrie Trail in one day, just to see if he could do it, and he did it. So you don't have to kill yourself, but like set a pretty lofty kayaking goal, whether it's to compete in a race, do a week-long trip, whatever. It kind of helps you grow as a person. So
yeah,
right on. Well, that's about an hour. I'm going to shut it down in the next couple minutes. Last chance for anyone who want to get on here for a couple minutes. Jump in now. Can't believe everyone's this shy. I'm going to give away a free kayak to the first person who gets in here. Not really. But we will be giving away kayaks at the Packathon, 3 of them. So if you want free kayaks, come to the Packathon. Show up, 2 hours. It's a great time. Has P5 run the Narrows? No, P5 has not. He could have. Haven't been in the new Narrows. Do you guys only kayak rivers with rapids? Been anywhere in Michigan? No, I was going to do the Au but we didn't do it. We went to the Namakogan instead that year. We do all kind of rivers. We do coastal floats. We do everything where there's no rapids.
Yeah,
we kind of like it all.
Swim like oceans, like on the shore. And you have to get rescued by like the teenagers that are there too. Sometimes that happens, but
that would be embarrassing.
We swim all kinds of waters. So
pools. Sometimes some of us are swimming in a race and do the dreaded double dunk. In other words, they swim twice in one spot in a race. Swim, get in, swim again, trying to get in. That must be embarrassing. But I wouldn't know about that. You'd have to speak to that, Justin.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's a long time ago if that ever happened to me.
Go back, check the 2024 Wilson Go Fast, and you can watch Justin swim twice in one spot at the bottom of a rapid. Not even in the rapid, folks, in a pool of water. Pool of water. Look at that smile. He knows it. He came up to me that year and he's like, I don't know about all this, man. I was like, you're going to be fine, dude. You're a fabulous kayaker. You just go have fun. Then he's swimming. I'm like, yeah, try to not have any stickers on the boats when you're doing that. But No, it's all part of the fun. If
No.
you swim in a race, you get an asterisk because you're sprinting down a river for 2 miles in that one, and it's you're out of breath upright. And when you go under, you don't have much time to get it right, and things happen. Well, there it is. Go do the merch store. We're gonna have to do better getting you guys on here. I'd love to chat with some of you guys in the panel, but we'll try that next time. There is the merch store link. Go check that out real quick. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna go to my analytics. Oh yeah, we've had a few orders since the show started. Doing pretty good. Right now, I think we'll be looking somewhere around $2,600 raised for the packathon. Somewhere in that, maybe a little less, depending on shipping costs and things like that, getting it out. So yeah, we need your help. Buy the merch if you want. It's great Christmas gifts, great merch, all the stuff is stuff I use myself. There's a Hydro Flask this year. We had a lot of people asking for that. There's a minimum order on that, so go buy a Hydro Flask so I don't have a bunch of them for Christmas gifts to people who don't come on my trips. Well, like Justin. Go get your merch. Packathon December 13th, 3 to 5 p.m. at Feed the Hunger in Greensboro, 1200 East Lindsay Street. Go to my last week video on the channel if you want the link to that. Thoughts on the Liquid Logic Torque? I don't have any. I haven't paddled it. Where did I see that? Just saw that a minute ago.
Yeah, from Frank.
Oh yeah.
Frank.
Well, I thought I had it. There it is. Yep. Frank Fattore. That of the Supernova. The Supernova, they're both kind of big boats. I think the Supernova is much, I'm guessing, is going to be more of an actual half slice, and the Torque is more of a river runner type of half slice. So
Full slice, you mean, but yeah.
Yep, a full slice. That's what I'm sorry. Thank you, Justin. So it depends on what you're going to want to try to do with the boat. If you want more play, and the Supernova is your size boat, that's the boat. If you want a little less play but more stability and more river running, I think the Torque's going to be your bet. That's just me guessing, not being a big guy and never having paddled the Torque. I have paddled the Supernova, but for me, the Supernova was kind of a big, full slicey river runner, but it was too big for me to throw around like I should. I needed just the Nova. Yeah. Well, that's it for the night. Thanks for coming on, Justin. Missed you this weekend. Good to talk with you, Brian. Missed you and all the others this weekend. And y'all have a rest of the good rest of the evening. Go get your merch. Hopefully I have a video up next week for this for either the Thomas Scott Memorial Paddle or this reunion paddle. Just depends on my schedule. But yeah, onward. And I guess I will talk with you all soon. Thanks for hanging out.